Technology, baby. Okay, it is recording. Why don't I kick this off? What do you guys think? Or do you want to wait another minute or two? It's 3:05 your time.
I say we go ahead.
All right, folks. Well, welcome to an introduction to eXp Realty, the United States presentation. Your host today, Charles Honeycutt, Carl Azbell, and we've got a few guests on with us as well. This is being recorded so we can send it out to the rest of the team. My name is Tom Truong. I reside out of Massachusetts. Today I'm in New York, and I travel the country, currently about 23 different states, to build this revenue share team. You guys can leverage me, Charles, Carl, and any of the leaders here at eXp Realty to help your business, not just in the local Dallas, Texas market or Brooklyn, New York market, but anywhere across North America. Without further ado, I have the pleasure of introducing Charles Honeycutt and my business partners, Carl Azbell out of Dallas. These guys are rock stars. They are seasoned real estate professionals, and I have the honor of sharing this stage with them today. Go ahead, Charles. You take over from here, and Carl.
Right. Thank you so much, Tom. Appreciate your time. Appreciate everyone online today and letting us record this so we can share it with our team members and to take care of all their crazy schedules. Quick introduction about myself. I came from a luxury brand. I was doing franchise sales, mergers and acquisitions, and wanted to build a business for myself and learned about eXp. And the more I learned, the more of a no-brainer it was. So I was connected to Tom through a mutual broker friend. And after about an hour chat with Tom, I said I want to partner with Tom. And that was only about 3 months ago that I made the switch over. And it's just, Tom's been a fantastic sponsor. And one of the great things about eXp is, even though we have partners all over the country, soon Australia and England and Canada already, it doesn't matter because of our virtual world with Zoom meetings, with phone calls. We can communicate more than we do with someone that's just across town here in Dallas. And that was very appealing to me. And also the fact that we could build a business beyond the borders here in Dallas. And Carl, if you would introduce yourself, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, my name is Carl Azbell, real estate broker in Dallas. And, to Charles' point, it's so amazing because I talked about this yesterday. With eXp's model, you get access to all of the Regis locations. And one of the things me as a big sales trainer is, like, if you're doing calls today for clients that are in McKinney, well, you should go work at the McKinney office. That way, when they say, hey, you know what, I'm in the area, let me go swing by and I'll see you there, So I just love that. But no, I've been in the business 19 years. I opened my doors to mentorship about a year and a half ago. I emailed out. I was very humble about it and said, hey, does anybody need a mentor, somebody to guide and be able to work with you one-on-one? Well, I hired 140 agents after that. Very, very quickly in 18 months, and it was amazing. So we had this really huge explosive growth. But then I thought to myself, my agents are limited by a few ways. I'm one broker, right? So how do we leverage the ability to have departments and actually an accounting department, a marketing department, and brokers to reach out to besides just myself? And then eXp came to mind, right? Then the next thing was, well, how do I get my agents? How do I reward them? I made so much money in these last years, especially when I grew the brokerage so large. I said, I don't need that much money. How do I help my agents put more money in their pocket? And so eXp's model allows, just to send a few referrals our way, for those agents to very, very quickly work at 100% commission. It was amazing. And then I said to myself, okay, so what's the last thing? And that was, how do we have an amazing technology and marketing platform? So I reached out to a company called KV Core, and they said, our biggest client is eXp Realty. So I had met Charles about 8 months ago when there was a company, a luxury brokerage that wanted to buy my company. And I had met with them. They made me an offer. We went back and forth, and I just wasn't 100% on it because I said to myself, I'm still one broker. So even if I sell to this company, that's great for me, right? The money's good and all that, but it still doesn't help my people. And I said, what is the solution to helping my people? So I called Charles and I said, hey, what is the whole eXp thing? And so I looked it up, and it was funny because then I looked online and, I forgot, but my old broker, when I won the award at Keller Williams, I won the award for highest commission in the whole company at Keller Williams several years ago when I was an agent. And my broker back then was Eugene Frederick. And I remember, oh my God, Eugene had called me because he signed my broker's application many years ago. And he had said, Carl, I sold all my franchises because he owned all the Keller Williams franchises. He said, I sold them all to go to eXp Realty. And when it was just thing after everything kept pointing me to eXp, I finally said to myself, I never really gave him a second chance or a second thought is what I meant to say. And then I sat down with Charles. Charles, I said, hey, you know what? This actually sounds very promising. Who do we need to talk to? He said, well, you need to talk to my mentor, Tom. So I said, where's he located? We got tickets. I flew out, met him 5 days later. And just, it's been phenomenal support. And then when you look at from a business model, about your opportunities, not only for technology and marketing and networking and being in the right place at the right time and working 100% commission. And if you want to, generate revenue by using revenue share to meet and introduce more people to the company, it all fit. And I see why eXp is hiring about 1,000 agents a month, got listed on the NASDAQ, it's on the Russell 2000. I mean, Jesus, the list goes on and on. I truly believe eXp will probably put most brokerages out of business. There's no reason for anybody to pay their broker, and eXp allows those agents to get out from under that. So that's my introduction. Thank you guys for listening to me. Charles, I'll hand it back to you.
Thank you so much, Carl. So we will jump right into the slide presentations. There'll be plenty of time at the end for questions. Please fire away, and if you have a big one doing, that's okay as well. So quick introduction to eXp Realty United States. You'll also notice there's one for Canada. Soon there's going to be Australia and England. They launched in October. So what we're going to cover is who is eXp, what are we, what's our business model. It's very unique. eXp World is our part of our virtual world. That's one of our biggest competitive advantages. We'll show you a glimpse of that. And then the solutions we offer all of our agents, marketing solutions, technology solutions, tech support, HR, accounting, all of that at your fingertips. In the current world, you probably call a broker, drive to your office, hope the broker's in, wait in line to get to the broker. With eXp here in Texas, for example, we have a designated managing broker, and she has 6 or 7, I think now, managing brokers that work for her. And those brokers take turns. There's always brokers on duty to help during their designated hours. So you can get help right away with our virtual world. You don't have to drive across town. You don't have to call anyone. You just simply pop in and talk to them. And we'll, of course, finish with joining eXp. So who are we? eXp was started by a Keller Williams agent. He was a very successful Keller Williams agent. But there were some things about Keller Williams he didn't like, and it just ate at him, and he had a technology background before he got into real estate. So he decided that he was going to start his own brokerage firm, and he was going to tweak the things that he didn't like from where he came and make it more transparent, more fair, and more profitable for the agents. And how did he do that? We'll get into that, but he cut out the regional owners. He cut out the franchises, and that money now goes back to the agents that sell the houses that earn that money. So cut out a lot of the overhead and the layers that you find with the other franchise companies. So started the company in 2002 after a successful internet career before that. Also went through an internet bust. And in my former life, I did the same thing. I had an internet company back in the late 90s, early 2000s, so I lived that world as well. In his 4th year, when he became a real estate agent, in his 4th year, sold 60 million, and he did it mostly by connecting with people online versus the old door knocking, and which still has its place, but he did it a new way. He did it the modern way. And then again, as I mentioned already, he believed that agents do the work. So agents should benefit the most from all the work they do, selling houses, taking care of their clients. So in 2009, after 7 years or so there, being a successful real estate agent himself, he started eXp. And here's a timeline of the just rocket ride it's been since he started it. Within the first year, if you look there at 2010, he already had eXp in 11 states. And it's a big deal to get licensed and qualified in each state. So he had 11 of them going by 2010. And the growth just continued.
Hey, Charles, I don't know what happened. Somehow this. Wait a minute. Oh, never mind. Sorry. Keep going.
It's okay. No worries. No worries. So by 2011, 2012, they were starting to get a lot of attention with the media, the real estate world. He was noted as one of the top 100 most influential people in real estate. The company continued to grow and grow. Launched Canada in 2014, and then one of the biggest things that we did as a company in 2015, we launched the eXp Icon Agent Award. And what that is for agents that become very successful and sell lots of houses and give back to the eXp community. They can qualify for getting all of their cap money returned, if you will, in the form of company stock. Now, none of us know what that stock's going to be worth. They could double, triple, quadruple, or it could go down 50%. But the point is, they get stock in the company just handed to them for selling lots of houses and being a good eXp leader, helping others within the company. By 2016, eXp had tripled its agent count in 1 year. So from 15 to 16, agent count tripled. We hit 10,000 agents in 2017. We're in the middle of 2019. We've now crossed 20,000. So we've doubled again in the last 2.5 years or so. So just rapid growth. And why are all those people joining us? And this chart will show you that rapid growth. And just see, it's like a snowball going downhill. And in about 2018, that snowball became a very significant size where people saw, wow, our agents are selling lots of houses. They've got all these tools. I want to be a part of it and build my own business. And now over 20,000 agents. So what's important at eXp is our core values, of course. The culture, we have firms all over the country, all over the world within eXp. And we meet in the virtual world, we meet on Zoom meetings, we meet in calls. But even though they may be in Arizona or California, we can communicate with them frequently. And, it's like, they're our buddies right across town, across the street. Phone is very important with eXp. When you start attending these classes that we have, we'll get into them a little bit. It's always fun, upbeat, high energy. You'll just love that about the company. And we can be very agile because we are a virtual-based company. We can move much, much faster than the old school franchises that have layers and layers and layers of bureaucracy. We can move with the market, ahead of the market, and much, much quicker than they can. And that just ties right in with our innovation. We'll show you some of that, but the marketing pieces we have, you're going to love. It's so easy to get your flyers out, to get a buyer's piece out, or listing pieces out. We make it really, really easy. Integrity is huge with our company. When a brand new agent joins our company, for example, if they've never sold a house, they work side by side with an eXp agent local in their area. That could be in New York. That could be in Arizona, here in Texas, wherever. And that experienced eXp agent is going to help them make sure that they are doing things the eXp way and representing the company in a proper way. Service, sustainability, collaboration, and to me, one of the biggest things and the reason eXp exists was transparency. We'll get into that more later, but it's a very, very important part of our core values It's just everything is in black and white. There's no wondering what something is. It's just laid out for you. So business model, most of you have heard, of course, of Blockbuster, and we know what Netflix did to them. Circus City, we know what Amazon did to them. And the traditional real estate brokers, eXp is going to do similar to them. Unless they can move those big monstrous bureaucracies and adapt, it's going to be another Netflix situation. So how do we do that? Again, we are one brokerage. He eliminated all the layers, the regional offices, the local franchises. Now, here in Dallas, for example, there's a regional owner frequently, and then there'll be multiple franchisees. There's brands with probably 8, 9, 10 independent franchisers here, franchisees that are just adding to the bureaucracy and the cost that the agent pays. Who pays for all that? It's the agents. So we eliminated that, drastically lowering the overhead and allowing brokers and agents to build a business across the country, across the world, that other franchises would not allow them to do, where they are bound by geography. It's much, much harder to grow into California, Utah, and New York with other companies. With us, you can go wherever you want. Other companies have limited technology. When you get into our platform, you'll be amazed at the technology that is there for our agents, and it comes with it. One of the things I loved was the cloud campus environment. We have 30, 40 hours of live training a week. Live training, where you go into the virtual world, the classroom, you can raise your hand, ask the question, and then those classes are recorded, and you can watch later 24/7 on demand. Just like Netflix, you want to watch a class about listing presentations, you can do it at 2 in the morning. That next part there, live training, 20 plus hours, the screen needs to be updated, is now over 30, and I think it's over 40 hours a week. Real-time support, I hit on that earlier. HR, accounting, tech support, brokers, all of that ready to help you at all times. We have over 400 staff in the virtual world working for all of the agents and all the brokers. You can go international. We've got partners in Australia. We're going to continue to grow from there. England as well. And then equity opportunities that you won't get with any other company. You just sell houses, which you always do. Keep doing it, but you'll get some equity in eXp while you're at it. How do we do all of this? The cloud campus environment, no desk fees. You can work from anywhere. If you're in New York, if you go to California on vacation, you can still work from there. You can use Regis across the country, across the world. We cut overhead by eliminating the bricks and mortars. A lot of our brokers will still have a physical office. Carl is one of them, by the way. So some eXps will have the old school office, some will not. And there's pluses and minuses to that. Carl likes for his agents to come in so he can work with them, and they like it too. They get in-person one-on-one training that way. But those that do eliminate the offices, they also lower their overhead. They don't have the leases, the assistants and all that are required. eXp is paperless. We sell a house, no need for paper. It can all be done electronically. It's all included in the tools that we provide the agents. And again, that instant access is 24/7 for training. Oops. Live training again. It's now over 30, 40 hours. In just about every category you can possibly think of, we have training in the cloud for that. You want to learn about CRM, you want to learn about social media, lead generation is a big one. We'll get into KV Core in a little bit, but eXp will teach you how to generate your own leads. You don't need to buy them from Realtor or Zillow. We will teach you how to generate your own, and it's all included. More real-time support, we've touched on that. The hours keep expanding. I think we're up to 11 hours a day now with live support. Touched on international, Australia and England coming online. We're already in Canada, and rumor has it there'll be yet another country added by the end of the year. Don't know that officially, but that's the rumor. And our agents and brokers can build anywhere in those areas. They are not limited by geography, which most of the other companies, if not all, do limit by geography. Equity opportunities. You just sell houses and you will get equity in eXp. No other company, to my knowledge, is offering that. So when you join eXp and sell your first house, you get $200 worth of equity stock in eXp. That's just yours. That stock could become worth $600. It could become worth $100. But hey, it was just handed to you. So it's equity in the company. A lot of agents will take advantage of a program we have where you can designate 5% of your commissions and buy eXp stock at a 20% discount. So it's kind of like a 401k, if you will. You don't see that money, you just invest it, and you'll have it for a rainy day or retirement. And I mentioned earlier the Icon Agent Award. High producers that sell lots of houses can earn $16,000 worth of stock, and our company cap, you'll see coming up, is $16,000. So a high producing agent can literally, if you will, work 400% with the eXp by the company stock they get. And this is a big one. The agents are the company, not the regionals, not the franchisees. We are all the owners. Every agent that works for eXp that has sold a home is a stockholder in the company. And we have Agent Advisory Council. It's made up of 12 eXp agents around the country, around the world, and they are very influential on the direction that the company takes, and they provide feedback for the agents, representing the agents. Very unique part of eXp is the single agent revenue share. So a lot of agents, they start selling houses, they get really good at it, and they just naturally attract other people to them because they meet other agents, they work together, they sell houses together, they become friends, and that agent says, wow, tell me about eXp. You've got all that in the cloud, you don't have to drive 30 miles to go meet with your broker, and before you know it, they've attracted organically other agents to eXp, and they can work together, not work together, they can team up, however they want to do that. But when that agent that they referred goes out and sells houses, which of course that's what we're all here for, they earn a 3% revenue share on that agent's production forever, right? Forever. So the agent sells a bunch of houses this year, you get your 3.5% override. They do it again next year, you get it again. Until they reach their cap paid into the company, every time they sell a house, you will get a check the following month on the 22nd for revenue share.
Yeah, so Charles, if you wouldn't mind me chiming in a little bit. So as an example, for the non-mathematicians out there, this might help you. If you're, let's say you sell a $300,000 property, not you, but you introduce Susie, and Susie joins the company and she sells a $300,000 property, and there's a 3% gross commission income that's earned. Well, 300,000 times 3% is $9,000 in gross commissions. What eXp Realty will do, will pay you a referral fee of 3.5% off of the $9,000 gross commission income, which equates to $315 the following month. They're gonna keep paying you the 3.5% on every transaction that Susie sells up to the point where she caps. Capping means she goes from 80% commission to 100% commission. And of course, when Susie hits 100%, there's no more commissions to share because there's no more company dollar. And that's why we pay you up to a maximum of $2,800 every year on an anniversary basis when Susie sells houses. So imagine that, right? You're just doing your thing, you're selling houses, but you refer somebody and you get 3.5% or the equivalent of $315 up to $2,800 per year per agent. And there's no limit on how many agents you want to refer here in Dallas, here in Brooklyn, New York, or across North America, all right? And the one thing to keep in mind is the revenue share is coming from the company dollar. The company's 20%, not your 80%, the agents. Go ahead, Charles, back to you, man.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, very important that revenue share comes from the company's dollars. Does not affect that other agent at all. That money is available because we cut out the regionals and the franchisees. That's where that money comes from. So, cascading revenue share, Tom hit on that. You may recruit just Susie because she wants to work with you. She sees you love eXp, you're selling lots of houses. She joins you. And then Mary and Johnny join because they know Susie and they really like Susie. So before you know it, you can have 5, 10, 15, 100 in your organization, and you're getting paid referral fees every time someone in that organization sells a house. And it can really add up as you see coming up on these screens. So how do you unlock those cascading revenue share? So on tier 1, to get paid on those, you just need to have one person signed up. And everyone you sign up, you'll get revenue share when they sell houses. Those people are probably going to attract other people. If they try to or not, eventually, organically, people will join them. That would be your second level. For you to get paid on your second level, you would need to have recruited 5 directly. So your second level, think of those as they were indirect recruits. You may never have met them, and they joined our company just because they were attracted to it. But if you have personally brought in 5, then you are paid on that second group as well, and so on, all the way down to 7. Now, there's another company that a lot of our agents came from, has a similar model, but the difference is they only pay profit share. Each franchise is separate. So one franchise may say, sorry, there's no profit share this quarter, and the one across town may be paying a little bit. But it's a very murky number, and they can't really tell you what your profit share is going to be. That's one of the things that Glenn did not like, and when he started eXp, he wanted it to be transparent. So if you build an organization of 5, 10, 15 people and they sell a house, you can 100% calculate what your revenue share will be because it's very transparent. It's from revenue, not from profit. Very, very different. So, but back to the tools we have for our agents, and this is the number one reason why people join us is for the tools that we offer, the virtual world that we offer to help them sell houses more efficiently, better than they are now. So the virtual world, we've talked about that. You will create an avatar. You can make it look like yourself. I thought about putting it on mine, but I didn't. And what you'll be amazed is how quickly, when you go into an auditorium, for example, for a class, at first I thought it was kind of fun, but I didn't really get it until about 30 minutes sitting into the class when mentally I was physically there in that auditorium with the instructor, and I could raise my hand and ask questions. That's really when I got it. And then I've needed tech support before. When you walk into tech support and get help, when you walk into the broker and ask a question about a contract and they help you, all in the virtual world, you start realizing how powerful and efficient it is. And we're not the only ones that think it. Stanford University is using our virtual world. The U.S. Navy uses our virtual world, and more companies across the country and world are going to be taking advantage of the Virbela virtual world that eXp actually owns. We bought that company recently that developed all this technology. Here's some more pictures of it. See the information. As soon as you get on campus, there's someone there to answer questions and point you in the right direction if you need that. The specialized departments, HR, accounting, your Texas or your local brokers, your state brokers, Texas, New York, wherever. Teams can set up their own rooms. So, Countrywide Realty or Metroplex Realty Group, they'll have their own always room in the virtual world where their people can go meet. Or you can reserve meeting rooms, etc. The training, we talked about that. There's a schedule out, comes out every Sunday for the following week. A lot of those classes are every week. SkySlope, for example, is every Monday at 11 and 1, I believe, Central Time for the beginners class. And on Wednesday, there's an advanced class, and that repeats every week. And SkySlope actually comes in and teaches that themselves. SkySlope is the company we use for our digital contracts transactions. Touched on this already. Work anywhere. If you go on vacation in California, you can pop into the virtual world, have a meeting with your team, with Carl if you're on his team, no matter where you are.
Hey Charles, if you click on that play button, people can get a visual of what the cloud world looks like.
Okay, will do. Thank you. So let's take a look at it.
I don't know if it's possible you have to turn up your volume or not. So maybe the volume is coming through, but basically here you go. You basically take a few minutes to download the eXp World app, then you create your avatar. Once you get in there, folks, it's pretty simple to move around in the world. You can teleport from one place to another by click, 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 or you can use your arrow keys. Up arrow goes forward, right arrow goes right, left arrow goes left. That's how it works. You can have team meetings. You can go into these private meeting rooms, and you can pull up a presentation on these boards that we have. It's real live. Your microphone, if it's on and not muted, everyone will hear you. If you raise your hand, the instructor can call you out and say, hey, what do you got for me, Carl? So what you see is a totally immersive, interactive environment that is radically changing the face of real estate, especially the way us agents do business. No longer do you have to cause a carbon footprint, waste time, waste gas, waste energy to drive to and from an office. Everything you really need in a brokerage can be done online. Not to be mistaken with live meetings, where many people have that as well. I know in Texas, they're constantly meeting live. Massachusetts, we're meeting live. New York, we're meeting live. All across, agents are getting together to brainstorm and share as well. Back to you, Charles.
Great, thank you. So the tools, touched on that already, but let's take a quick glance at some of them. When our agents log in, they log into eXp Enterprise, and it's their dashboard, if you will. Within that dashboard is avenues they can go for SkySlope if they have a transaction they're working. Workplace by Facebook is really big for us. We have literally thousands of groups within Workplace for Texas, for New York, for California, for the lesbian gay agents. They have a group, and on. You name it. There's a group for signs, yard signs. So whatever you can think of, we probably have a group for it. And if we don't, we can make a group for it. CRM is a huge factor with eXp. A lot of agents, I believe, join us primarily to get access to KV Core. It's the CRM, lead generation, and once they take the classes and they learn to use it, they can easily generate 30 leads a month, included in their monthly fees for joining eXp. If they want to upgrade, they can upgrade, but they should be able to get 20, 30 leads a month without paying any extra, just by using the tools that are there. And KV4 is great. It'll tell you who to call, when to call, all of that. And then branding and marketing, templates set up for you to plug in your listings, put the MLS number in. A lot of it will be done automatically for you. Just powerful tools for our agents to use. And if you look right here, that is what the dashboard looks like when you log into eXp Enterprises. All your commissions, all of that is there for you to see. And as your organization builds, say you have 10 in your organization, what they've done will be on your dashboard for you as well, so you can see what your revenue share check would be the following month. You can keep tabs on it, and that can be a lot of fun. Back to SkySlope. Some of you probably familiar with it already, but it's a very, very good digital transaction software piece that's included. Very user-friendly, just very intuitive. Workplace by Facebook, again, we've touched on that, but it's very useful, and it's a great way for us to communicate. And that is, by the way, where we keep the classes on demand, the 24/7. Our agents can log into Workplace by Facebook and watch classes at 4 in the morning if they want to. KV Core, again, just very, very powerful tool. Our agents all get their own websites, lots of SEO going on with the KV Core. And when you do open houses, you can tie the open house into KV Core directly. You can post it on Facebook with a couple of clicks. You can put it on Instagram with a couple of clicks. Just very powerful, easy to use technology that other companies just don't have, at least without paying a lot for KV Core on your own, which you can do, by the way. Marketing and branding, again, templates there, all kinds of templates. I think we produced, I can't remember the number, thousands and thousands last month of brochures, door hangers, flyers, all of that our agents just easily go in and load up themselves. And then they have a choice to either order it and have it delivered, or to put it on a thumb drive and go to their local printer and get it taken care of. All agents, when they join us, they get 1,000 business cards free. They're going to get some folders free, etc., as part of their joining. And then just some of the comments that we've received from publications around the country, just, the Amazon of real estate. I think that probably sums it up. The Netflix, the Amazon. And moving on, no desk fees, no royalty fees or franchise fees. A lot of agents forget about the franchise fee. And I always say that's almost by design. The franchise companies, they want you to focus on what your split is and want you to forget that they took 6, 7, 8% off the top as a franchise fee. And then you and the broker do an 80-20 split or 70-30 split on what's left. So if you really do the math, the splits are even worse than the 60-40, 70-30 that you may think, and that's the numbers they want you to have in your head. Ours is a true 80-20. There is no franchise fee. And as Tom mentioned earlier, once an agent hits their $16,000 cap, they go to 100% for the rest of their anniversary year, and they just pay a small transaction fee. After that, I think it's $250 per transaction after that. And then remember, if they sell a bunch more houses after capping, they can qualify for Icon and get $16,000 worth of stock. So what's it cost to get started? What's it cost to open up your own business? $149. Can't do that anywhere else. $85 of that covers your first month's fees, which is $50 tech fee, your KV Core for $50. People pay $500, $600, $700 a month for that. At eXp, it's $50 a month tech fee. $35 a month for the eXp University fee. And every time you sell a house, so this is variable, there's a $25 broker fee and $40 for, the risk management. Those are variable, only pay those when you sell a house. So it's $85 a month is what you're looking at for all those tools that we discussed already. And I love this slide, even though I think it can be updated. We're doing even better now. But this slide points out that we are moving houses. That's what we are, as a real estate company here to sell houses. And we sell lots and lots of houses. We were number one top movers on transactions. If you look there at the upper left, huge increase from 17 to 18. Number two in volume on top movers. Number two, largest independent. Number four in transaction fees. Number five in closed sales volume. So in all of the country, all of the brokerages out there, we're number five in volume and moving up fast. Number five on the Billionaires Club. Number three, agent counts, moving up there rapidly too. These all are different next year. It's going to be even better. So number four on sides and number six on sales volume. So what this slide points out is we sell lots and lots and lots of houses. That's what we're here to do. Join us, you become a shareholder. Can't think of another company out there that does that. Join eXp, sell a house, you're a shareholder. Every year.
Charles, thanks very much. Carl, you want to add in some closing comments for your team here, Carl? Well, Carl unmutes himself, guys. As for those who dialed in later on, my name is Tom Truong. I'm your business partner. I'm based out of Boston, Massachusetts, although I travel across the country as I help you guys grow your team anywhere around across North America. And, we spent the last 40 minutes sharing with you who eXp Realty is. And really, at the core of it, I'll drill it down to four different principles for you, four pillars. Number one is lead generation. 95% of agents join eXp because we provide the best lead generation system, bar none, assuming you dive in, invest the time to learn about all of its capacity and capabilities, called KV Core. And we have unlimited training for you to take advantage of that. Our agents are selling a lot more houses because we give them a consumer relationship management database to manage all of that and to generate more leads than they can handle. That's number one. Number two is we have all the support, the training, the systems that you need, more than any one broker can handle. Carl is a superstar. I believe I did all right when I had 120 agents working for me, but I was still on an island by myself, and so is any broker. When you come here, you guys now have the luxury of having over 450 paid staffers who work for you and me to service us 12 hours a day now. So that's the second thing, training, support, and systems, more than you can handle. Number three is the stock ownership. We skimmed through one slide about ownership, but basically when you close a house, you get stock. You become a shareholder for free. When you cap, you get more stock for free. When you introduce or refer a producing agent to eXp Realty, we reward you with more stock, $400 for every one of them, and you can do that unlimitedly, right? Those are the three pillars. And last but not least is the revenue share piece. It's basically optional for you to participate, but why not, right? As you travel the country, your backyard, and you run into great agents that you feel might be of a good value to our organization, you refer them to a call just like this, where Charles, Carl, or I, or any of our other leaders present for you. And if they join, you get to be their sponsor, and then you get revenue share. So those are the four pillars, guys. I'm fired up about this company. I've never seen anything like it, and my goal is to help you guys achieve your goals. Carl, back to you.
Tom, I appreciate it. I think you pretty much summed it up. You know, it blew me away, and I think anybody that actually and thanks to everyone, sitting through the entire presentation, but everyone that actually sits down and sees it as a business model, can very easily see, that there's obviously one, nothing like it. Number two, with the advantages in the technology and with the revenue share as a bonus, really, I just see it as a bonus, that you're going to be able to sell more real estate. And so those numbers we talked about on a few slides ago, about number one, number two, number five, keep in mind, eXp has 20,000 agents. You look at like Keller Williams, for example, they've been around forever. What do they have? Like 120,000. So for us to be on the heels growing so quickly, is phenomenal. I think people are starting to catch on. You look at these brokerages, and as Tom mentioned, when you get to 100 agents as a broker, you're pretty much swamped. And you see these other brokerages, like Keller Williams I mentioned before, when they have like 200-300 agents, and anybody that's walked into those offices can tell you this. So it's public knowledge. I'm not saying anything I shouldn't say, but they have people in there doing classes and courses that are getting paid very little money, that were never producing agents in most cases, that really have no sales experience of how it relates to real estate, which is why, for me, I can speak to this personally. In the last 18 months, I hired 140 agents. About 80 of them came from Keller Williams because they're frustrated with that model. They actually wanted to be able to have technology that works. They wanted to have SEO that would actually generate leads. Like, for example, I've already moved over, obviously, to eXp. This morning, I got another lead through KV Core, just organically, right? I showed on a video that I did 2-3 days ago. I literally just created a squeeze page in KV Core with some search criteria for stuff that I like to sell, which is in downtown Dallas, the high-rise, the condos. I built the little landing page. It takes like 2 seconds. Then I went to GoDaddy and I bought bestdallascondos.com, and I just redirected it to the KV Core website, and boom, automatically it's already showing up in Google. I already have people visiting it. I already have people making inquiries. It cost me $12 to get that URL. It took me about 5 minutes to build that. It's on one of the videos I sent out about 2-3 days ago. So stuff like that, which is just so amazing. I used to, and those that have worked at other places, to get your marketing packages, to get your pamphlets, your flyers, your door hangers, your postcards, you either have to design it on your own, or you have to go to some really complicated ways to do it. So if you haven't actually seen the KV Core marketing platform, all you have to do is choose and go in there and choose one of the templates you want, upload the photos you like, enter the details, hit order or hit download, print it yourself for free if you prefer. And it just allows you to work so efficiently. And I'll touch on one last point, because I like the KV Core. Obviously, that's the core technology piece to help you generate and close more leads. Every morning, and on the mobile app is so friendly. You just log in and it says, here are the people you need to call. We texted these people for you automatically. Here's the people that were browsing last night and this morning. So you know exactly what to do every day. So for those of us that need to work more efficiently, especially those that are agents that are part-time, where time is the most valuable, you don't have time to sit there and go through these other CRMs to figure out who you need to call and touch base with. The system allows you to just log in and immediately know, hey, I just need to call these 5 people today, or whatever I need to do. So it's so much more efficient on time, allows you to do more things with family, allows you to have more freedom, allows you to get more business, right? But the system helps you convert and close more deals. So I've been impressed. Everybody's going to love this. Charles, I'll hand it to you if you have any closing comments, but very, very excited for us and our team. We all moved over.
That is awesome, Carl. Well, thank you. Hold on. I've got a special guest here, and then I'll let you close it. Well, I have a special guest that I'd love to give you guys a testimonial on, and then I'm going to open it up for Q&A for the folks that are still on here who might have questions, and then, Charles, you can close it out. Dick Lee, if you wouldn't mind, Dick's business is blowing up. He is on fire. He is hot, hot, hot. That's why he's in his tank top right now. Go ahead, Dick. Tell us about how long you've been involved with the eXp, our relationship, and what it's done for you and your family.
Sure. Happy hot Saturday, folks. Welcome here from steamy 98 degrees Newton, Massachusetts. Excited to be here. I saw Tom and Charles posted up on Facebook. I said, you know what? All I've been doing is I've been supporting my team today, just getting back office work done, because that's what we do here. We support each other. Charles, I've never met Charles. Tom and I are like brothers. He's my business partner. He's a very good friend of mine. We serve in a nonprofit real estate organization together, which really shows our true strengths as zebras. But my wife and I have been with eXp now for just under 17 months now, and I can tell you that the experience has really been second to none. We came from an independent brokerage, local brokerage locally here in Massachusetts, and the tools and all the goodies, that's right there in front of us. But what is so important in real estate? The relationships. We're in a relationship business. Doesn't matter how much technology there is, but we are truly in a relationship business. And when I have the support of everybody across the country with this amazing company, it's great. Charles and I, we exchanged some fun text on Facebook about a math question. I misread it. Charles did the math right, but we're both right, and we're here in the same pod, just having fun. But I can say that in the time that we've been here, we now have 106 people that I can consider business partners in my team. 106, and that grew 9 in the last 30 days. And it just happens organically. I'm leveraging KV Core to generate leads for all my business partners that I bring onto the business. And we're just having a blast, all over from Maine to Miami to San Diego to Vancouver, everywhere in between. And my bucket list is to go to the UK and Australia, which I've never been to. So I'm excited for that. But yeah, it's just a great company for the folks who are not with the company. Is it Myra that's new here?
Yeah, we've got quite a few new folks here. Yeah. Yeah.
Great. Well, yeah, it's a great introduction. Good luck, guys. It's a truly an amazing organization.
I appreciate you giving this testimonial. Back to you, Charles. And folks, if you're on the call, you've got questions, it's time to the Q&A.
Yeah, thank all of you. Thank you, Dick. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Carl. And yeah, please fire away if you got some questions. Any questions are quite all right. Just ask away.
Hi, this is Nancy calling from Brooklyn. I had a question about leasing the rental market. How does that look like with eXp?
I'm going to ask Tom to handle that.
Great question. Yes, leasing is 100% encouraged and going on in many places across the country, not just in Brooklyn, New York, Manhattan, Boston, Los Angeles, everywhere. So yeah, you're leasing. If you're leasing, the commission split is exactly the same. It is 80% to you, 20% to the company. And if it's a small lease, then we take basically we take 10. For the fee. I mean, on every transaction, the fee is $20 for $25 for a broker review fee and $40 for errors and omissions fee. After you cap, meaning you go to 100%, the deduction is $250 per transaction or 10%, whichever is less. So on a leasing, it might be less than the 250. Hopefully that answers your question.
It absolutely does. Thank you, Tom.
You got it. Great question. What else, guys?
Yes, thank you, Nancy.
Okay, Charles, we're good. So if folks want to get started, please, there is the link, join.eXp Realty. Make sure that you do not put my name down as your sponsor, right? For most of you, it is Carl Azbell, who's on this call, or maybe Charles Honeycutt, or maybe whoever invited you to eXp, who exposed it to you. All right, that is your sponsor, but you have the benefits of pretty much everyone on this call to support you as you journey through a very successful real estate business with us for months and years to come.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Have a great Saturday. Thanks for your time. You reach out to me separately if you have any questions offline.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.